Hello, and welcome to the second tutorial video in which we'll cover how to attach parts that can rotate using hinge attachments. Some parts, such as blocks and other blocks, can only attach together rigidly, but axles can attach to blocks either rigidly or free to rotate. First, let's position our axle with respect to the block. Again, using Shift, WAS and D, we can move the part where we want it. And once it's positioned, we can cycle between two modes, either attaching the part rigidly or free to rotate. So in this case, let's attach it rigidly. And you'll notice the usual rigid attachment that we've seen before that attaches blocks to blocks is also attaching this axle to this block. Let's attach another block to this axle, and this time we'll attach it free to rotate. Now you'll notice we've got a different kind of attachment. This one is a hinged attachment, and when I unfreeze this construction, you'll notice that the parts can rotate with respect to each other. Let's delete this attachment, and we're going to reposition the block one unit over here, and we're still going to attach it free to rotate. This time you'll notice that the hinge attachment is showing up highlighted red, and there's an additional rigid attachment in between the other two. This is because this part and this part are connecting each other, or adjacent to each other I should say, which has caused an additional attachment to be created. And if I unfreeze this construction, you'll see that the parts no longer rotate with respect to each other, and they're locked together rigidly. To get around this, we can highlight this rigid attachment that's connecting this part, and delete it with the right click. And now this hinge attachment is no longer highlighted red, and when we unfreeze, the parts can rotate properly. There are other situations in which this could occur. For example, if I create just something simple here, so we'll use that in a second. So let's see now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this axle, still free to rotate, and you can see the attachment is not highlighted. It's all fine. This axle can rotate with respect to the axle, with that block over there. Now I'm going to attach this block to this axle rigidly, and you'll see there's a rigid attachment. This block is adjacent to this one, so there's also a rigid attachment here. And you'll notice this hinge attachment is now highlighted red because through this rigid attachment, this one, and this one, and this one, we've ended up not allowing these parts to rotate relative to each other. So if I go and delete this rigid attachment, this hinge attachment is now fine and it's free to rotate, and you can see the parts rotate with respect to each other. Okay, that's it. Until next time.